A disclaimer: this video does not endorse, promote, or encourage tobacco use. This video traces the origins of the baseball card brand. John Allen and Louis Ginter formed a partnership in 1872 and built the largest cigarette business in the state. John Allen was a native Virginian, but Louis Ginter was born in New York and traveled to Richmond in 1842 at the age of 18. Though he had lived in Richmond for most of his life and had even fought in the Civil War for the Confederacy, his origins gave him the label of carpetbagger, a northern opportunist. After the war, Ginter returned to Richmond and began expanding his investment in the tobacco industry. In 1873, he and John Allen formed a new company called Allen and Ginter. At first, they planned to sell foreign-made tobacco products, but they soon decided they could make more money if they could establish a manufacturing plant in Virginia, near the largest source of tobacco in the hemisphere. They took advantage of the rising popularity of bright leaf tobacco, which was more suited for cigarettes. They used cheap child labor and now famous marketing techniques to build the largest cigarette manufacturing company in the city, which was quickly becoming the largest cigarette manufacturer in the world. It would be Allen's 1875 marketing innovation that would fundamentally shape the baseball card hobby. That year, Allen and Ginter included advertising cards to stiffen its soft cigarette packs. When Allen retired in 1882, Ginter took on John Pope as his new partner, but kept Allen's name. They were credited with starting the passion that we all share, card collecting, with their release of the collectible card series in 1887. It was done to promote their product and is recognized as the first national release of baseball cards. This series included a numerous amount of illustrations such as birds, fruits, Native Americans, but most importantly, baseball players. In honor of the first Allen and Ginter cards of the 1880s, I acquired a few of the initial releases of these cards. I created a binder that focuses on this time period. That was one of the original Virginia Brights cigarette packages, and here you see that I have some of the 1887, the 1888s. These are different releases. They all have their own individual kind of numbers, the N22s, the N33s. I have these all the way up to 1889. Here's a little bit of a closer shot to see the cards that I have here. Mike Kelly, Cap Anson, Charles Comiskey cap off the two set series numbers N28 and N29. In 1888, Allen and Ginter released the first of two The World Champions series, consisting of roughly 50 cards, each featuring the world champions from not just baseball, but tennis, sharpshooting, cycling, and more. The Allen and Ginter Company, like several others, used trading cards to help sell cigarette and tobacco products. Baseball players were prominent in several of their releases, but their world champions, 1887 N28s and 1888s N29 sets, also mixed in boxers, swimmers, rowers, wrestlers as well. The firm had created and marketed the first cigarette cards for collecting and trading in the US. Moving on to the next page, I have the 1889s, the rest of them, and then it moves on to the 1890s. Flags of the nations, quadrupeds, 1890s also world decorations, fruits, and of course game chickens. I'm actually working on getting more of these cards. After some success and Louis Ginter's departure, John Allen sold the company to join three others to create the American Tobacco Company in 1890. thus ending the Allen and Ginter card line. As baseball card collectors, as many of you know, cigarette companies continue to make these cards, most famously the T206 Honus Wagner card made by America Tobacco Company in 1909. Topps, a leading producer of candy and trading cards, decided in 2006 to revitalize the Allen and Ginter product, which sought to produce a series of illustrated trading cards, primarily focused on baseball sets. Not only did the new set include the original mix of baseball and celebrity cards, it also included hand-painted one-of-one of various players among other products. Nevertheless, the first couple of years of the product's inception saw the inclusion of several other sports figures as well as other oddities and unique subjects. Although the tobacco-sized cards were nothing new to the baseball card hobby, Allen and Ginter incorporated it into the first year as well as the subsequent years thereafter. I have a whole section in my binder where I have the mini parallels from 2006 into the current 2024 years. In keeping with the tradition of Allen and Ginter, I like to collect many of the non-baseball style cards. I think that this gives Allen and Ginter that unique distinction from other sets like Gypsy Queen and its traditional top sets. Throughout the years, Topps has added in hair relics of deceased presidents, cards to plant that grow into flowers, and box toppers, which are 5x7 jumbo-sized baseball cards. Also included are rip cards. These cards, numbered originally of 10s or of 99s, gives the opportunity to keep the card in its state, or rip it open to potentially reveal a more rare, smaller card. Allen and Ginter cards are a unique card set that started the baseball card revolution on a national scale. By featuring more than just baseball players along with some wacky inserts, Allen and Ginter is sure to be a staple in anyone's collection. That includes my collection. I started collecting them briefly to set build them in 2013 and 2014, and again in 2023, but this time on a much smaller scale, focusing more on players and, of course, my favorite team, the New York Yankees. I have to agree with what one collector once said. Personally, Allen and Ginter are my favorite card series. Their cards range from simple and classic to silly and funny. I think they really embody the core idea behind a trading card hobby, which is to have fun opening packs and being surprised by what you get. With that being said, what attracted me to this set wasn't that it wasn't the typical Topps set that features strictly baseball players. I mean, how many cards does Susan B. Anthony or Albert Einstein or Serena Williams have? How about being in the same set of that year, for that matter? I like that the pictures are like paintings. Some of the pictures are taken from iconic pictures like Sitting Bull and Geronimo. I also like how it includes celebrities, athletes like Tony Hawk, Mike Tyson, and Olympic athletes. It also includes scholars and historical figures like world leaders and even US presidents. Sure, Allen and Ginter has its inserts and short prints, as well as autographs and relics, but I like the mini parallels that are issued rather than the parallels of base cards found in the more traditional sets that Topps issues. Honestly, I'm more of a purist when it comes to collecting. I would rather collect a mini version versus a card that is literally the same but on shiny holographic paper, in different kinds of paper of course, and are listed 1 of 1 or 5 of 5 or 1 of 100 or some nonsense like that. The 2013 Allen and Ginter is one of the first sets that I started collecting when I got back into the hobby briefly between 2013 and 2014. I had probably opened about 50 or so blaster boxes during that time. I had almost completed the entire 2013 Allen and Ginter base set. Based on my experience of opening packs, particularly with Allen and Ginter, I noticed that there was a sequence to the way cards were distributed in packs. Many times it was the same cards over and over again. In the case of blaster boxes, your chances of finding autographs and relics were rare. I only found a handful in over the 300 packs that I opened. That went for the 2012, 2013, and 2014 Allen and Ginter years. I don't know if things have changed since then because I no longer buy packs. The cards that you see in this binder have all been purchased in the last year. The 2015 year of Allen and Ginter has some pretty iconic cards. If you're a fan of the Rocky movies, you'll definitely want to get Rocky, Apollo, Drago, and even Mr. T. And let's not forget Val Kilmer. Val Kilmer? Yep, there you go. There's Val Kilmer. I'm not going to politicize the card industry or the state in which it is going, but I will say this. Collecting should be fun. It's a hobby. You should collect the way you want to collect, and don't let others tell you what you should buy or need to buy. There are no set rules or ways to do it. If you want to spend your money on breaks or opening boxes or simply buying based on the grade, then more power to you. I'm not going to tell you how to spend your hard-earned money. I collect because I'm having fun. I like the look of the cards. Collect the card, not the grade, right? As for the strategy for collecting these cards, I didn't really buy packs. I did buy a few, but it was merely for the wrappers that you see in the top left corners. I thought it would be a nice touch to see what the wax packs look like per each year. Buying wax packs got to be a costly endeavor considering the back issues are rare and more expensive. I resorted to looking them up online and printing them out on paper. And yes, I have a printer. And yes, I am that dinosaur. Almost all of the cards were purchased on eBay. I did find some at card shops in the dollar box, but I find that many card shows and shops don't carry the earlier years of Allen and Ginter. Sure, they turn up randomly, but I wanted specific cards per each year. From a historical perspective, I didn't see a lot of 2006 cards, and I haven't seen a Bruce Lee card in the wild. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I have seen people post their card hauls on Reddit, but I've never really seen any posts of their collection of Allen and Ginter on YouTube or Reddit or any other forums. If you're watching this video, send me a link. I would really like to see how other people collect this brand. In 2021, Allen and Ginter started to release them in a Chrome version as well. Let's just say it's a little frustrating if you're trying to collect a favorite player and now there's an alternative version of them. The thing about Allen and Ginter is that they are close-up pictures of the person, no action shots. Well, most of them are like that. It reminds me of the cards of the 1960s. I also love how Allen and Ginter make celebrity cards as well. As Charlie Sheen would say, winning. Actually, in fact, Charlie Sheen is in this year's. This is the 2022 cards. And you got Michelle Wee as well as Charlie Sheen and his dad. When it comes to Allen and Ginter, there are certain players that I want to try to get all of their cards. Different ones as well as variations. The four players that come to mind are Aaron Judge, Don Mattingly, Nolan Ryan, as well as Mickey Mantle. And of those four players, Allen and Ginter has put out a lot of cards, of their cards specifically, over the years. Of all the sets and brands that are currently on the market now, I think that the Allen and Ginter is probably my favorite brand under the ultra-modern category. I've heard rumors that they may discontinue it. Really hope they continue to put out sets. I believe this year, being 2025, may be the 20th anniversary of the series, so they may have some special thing going for the brand. So what do you think of the Allen and Ginters? Leave a comment below. Thanks for watching.
Well, kids, baseball season's here again. And with Post Cereal's baseball trading cards...
If you like baseball cards and collected them as a kid like me, then thanks for tuning into my video. If you'd like to see more history videos or have some memories about this iconic brand, leave a comment below. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. If you like history, then you should check out my other channels, Eric C. Production, where I'm bringing back memories from the good old days.
Yeah. Bringing back memories from the good old days. That's super cool, man.